hands of Borso and Burton, who've had great success so far this year on offense for the Fighting Irish.
As the referee blows her whistle, the clock begins to tick, and so we begin action here between the Raiders and the Irish. The first possession of the night is going to go en route for Wright State. Long throw in through the left side of the pitch. Alex Racine attempting to make the first recovery for the Irish. Racine now on his third consecutive start as the left back for Notre Dame has been able to solidify himself in the means of Sebastian Green's recovery. Racine taking a place, playing 5 games this season. Now on his third career start, providing some solid assists in between there that have been pivotal in the Irish consecutive victories for the past 3 games. Possession recovered by Wright State. Making a move was the midfield, Ismael Mensah. Etienne Courtois in possession now with one of the 5 starters for the first time in their college careers. Nadav Yudkevich, the goalkeeper, played in Maccabi Tel Aviv's academy, has also featured in national team trainings for the U19 and U15 squads. Now making his first collegiate career start with the Raiders. Possession for Mensah, KK Baffer on defense. Great move there by Mensah to widen up the pitch. Diego Ochoa is going to get it out of bounds without any trouble. So we're going to take a look at Wright State's head coach, Alex Vanderslijs. Head coach since 2023, formerly at Wilmington College. He spent 7 years at Defiance College with the most wins in women's program history and the second most in men's programs history.
Bit of a rocky first regular season, but he advanced to the Horizon League tournament quarterfinals. He then saw a 3-win improvement in his second season, looking to build on that success yet this year.
Wright State is yet to get that first win of the season in regular play. Horizon League activity will resume for them this upcoming Saturday against Detroit Mercy, game which you can follow on ESPN Plus. As referee Nicole Green calls a foul on the Irish. Shane McDowd making a foul on Uleto Fuentes.
It'll be a tough game for Wright State to try and get in the win column today, JJ, facing an Irish squad ranked number 21 in the country, ranked for the first time this season. The crazier things have happened as Wright State came into Alumni Stadium in 2019 and knocked off the Irish in the NCAA tournament.
Brian Burkett in possession. Dispossessed there by Ian Shaw. Nolan Spicer distributing play with KK Baffour, going back with Diego Ochoa, one of the 2 grad transfers that Chad Riley added to his roster this season. Diego Ochoa scored the Irish first goal of the season in that 1-1 draw against Michigan. Has become pivotal to replace those graduating pieces in the Irish defense in Josh Ramsey and Kyle Gannenbacher. Long ball looking for Borso. The Irish wanting to get a quick lead. Wyatt Borso's going to keep it in play. Borso looking for Spicer. Great recovery there by Fuentes. Now Wyatt Lewis with another recovery for the Irish. Fuentes again on the move to give the Raiders an opportunity for an attack. Looking for the ball. Offensively, they get a throw-in that at first Nicole Green said was going to the Raiders. Now it's going to Chad Riley's team on his 7th season with the 8th now season with the Irish.
Irish head coach Chad Riley become the first head coach in program history to lead the Fighting Irish to 2 College Cup appearances in 2021 and 2023. Notre Dame has also captured both an ACC regular season title and an ACC tournament title under his direction, both firsts in program history. Riley has had a lot of success with this Irish squad.
He tends to have as well a greater share of success in recent years when it comes to odd years, 2021 and 2023, making it to that College Cup NCAA championships, trying to make that same statement in 2025, where the Irish are currently sitting on number 21 of the national rankings, number 4 in the RPI first edition released by the NCAA earlier this week.
And they're certainly off to a good start. 2 wins and a draw against top 15 teams already this season.
Long ball looking for Luke Burden. It's going to be challenged by Anmo. Burden could have been looking for a foul. Nicole Green says it's going to be the first goal kick of the match for the Raiders. Burden is not pleased with that decision.
Wright State's done a good job so far trying to quell this Irish attack. Been able to possess the ball a good amount themselves.
Now Yutkevich is going to be in charge of putting the ball in motion for the Raiders. Yutkevich, one of the 11 newcomers to this Raiders squad that's composed of 4 freshmen, 14 sophomores, 3 juniors, 6 seniors, and 1 grad student. A lot of underclassmen, and it's vast majority composed of 18 underclassmen.
It's also a Wright State roster, JJ, that includes players from 11 countries and 5 continents. Coach Alex Vanderslice relied a lot on international recruiting in the transfer portal.
Move made by Spicer, looking for Burden. There was a hold on Luke Burden's shirt that Nicole Green is going to call for a foul. It's going to be the first opportunity for a set piece for the Irish. We've seen the danger that the Irish can make through set pieces. It's now 4 goals through set pieces from them this season.
And clearly a foul there. Burden ended up just being drugged down on that one. We'll give the Irish a goal kick. They've had success with 2 goals off free kicks so far this year.
Diego Ochoa and Mitch Ferguson in front of the ball. Both of them could look for a goal. Ferguson has scored from free kicks in previous seasons with the Irish. Ferguson with the shot, and it goes in. Goal by the Irish. Mitch Ferguson scoring his 2nd one of the season, and throwing again an Irish set piece to the back of the net. The Irish lead 1-0.
Well, the Irish off to a hot start, only 7 minutes into tonight's game. Mitch Ferguson scores his 2nd goal of the season, scored previously against Oregon State, ended up being the game winner against then the number 13 ranked Beavers. JJ, it's a tall task for Yutkevich making his first career start against a potent Irish offense. Goes for the stop, ends up just sliding right past him. Just shows the experience that Ferguson has as a senior going up against a true freshman in Yutkevich.
Game 58 for Mitch Ferguson with the Irish. This is his 2nd goal of the season after producing as well 2 goals last season. One of those center backs that has also produced an attack across his time with Notre Dame. Now leading the Irish defense as the sole senior that has played all 4 seasons with the program. Last season, one of his goals also came from a free kick. Goes back to that free kick drawing board. And Chad Riley's team to, again, 5th set piece goal for the Irish this season.
Well, Ferguson's doing what you'd expect out of the captain, one of the Irish 2 captains this year, alongside Wyatt Lewis. Against a team like Wright State, where the Irish will probably be trying a couple things, trying to get some productivity out of some of their younger guys, potentially. But it is the senior, Mitch Ferguson, that opens the scoring.
Now Yutkevich trying to build from the back. Wright State lost its previous game at home 2-4 on Saturday to Purdue, 4 to Wayne. Notre Dame won on Friday night against Louisville. Huge win that saw them climb up the rankings. And also continue their unbeaten run within conference play. Trying to keep it rolling as well in a non-conference matchup, looking for that 4th consecutive win.
It was quite a conference win it was against Louisville, 3-0. All goals came in the second half behind Borso, Spicer, and Sylvester. The Irish were able to limit Louisville in transition and really play mature, according to Coach Chad Riley. Going into the game, Louisville had only allowed 1 goal through 6 games.
This comes to show you what the Irish can produce offensively, but also defensively, as Wright State attempts its first shot of the night through Etienne Courtois, and Brian Burkett building from the left. No trouble there for Blake Kelly. Notre Dame now with an opportunity to build with patience, trying to find the Raiders spaces as they look to open up and potentially cause some trouble in attack. But now the Raiders are gonna have another throw-in early into the game. The attack and determination has favored the home side. So it's another goal for Jutkiewicz. With that attack and determination that I was mentioning, just comes to show you that fact that considering what we've seen in the first 10 minutes, Jutkiewicz has arguably been the player with the most touches for Wright State.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's going to need to step up. It's a young Wright State squad, as we've discussed. They lost the production of Horizon League Offensive Player of the Year, Cole Worthmuller, as well as Brock Perkett, All-League 3rd team last year. Worthmuller led the Huskies with 10 goals.
Ball in dispute looking for Charlie Carpenter. It's going to be kicked out of the trouble zone for the Irish by Ferguson. Nolan Spicer with an opportunity to touch base with Wyatt Lewis. Lewis looking for Spicer, gets passed through. It was a great move. The ball still trying to be kept in possession for the Irish by Luke Burton. Nevertheless, the Raiders doing a good job there to stop the trouble. It goes out for an Irish throw-in. Wyatt Lewis has been pivotal this season for Chad Riley's team. He has played all 7 games this season, starting all 7 games, and has featured the full 90 minutes in those 7 showdowns that the Irish have had. Let's see if he can make it the full 90 throughout 8 games here tonight. As Alex Rosen gets an opportunity through the left, dispossessed by Shane Abrams. Bensa trying to get a hold of the ball. Spicer quick with a recovery, good move. That's very well saved by Jutkiewicz. No offside call came. Wright State now in possession.
Great save by Jutkiewicz. Irish could have blown that one open early, but Jutkiewicz able to get in the way.
Nolan Spicer getting a hold of the possession. Sean McDowd supports the midfield. Spicer again with the ball. KK Baffer on the move, as was Wyatt Borso. Jutkiewicz quick and early to get there. Mensah touching base with Shane Abrams. The Raiders looking for an opportunity to attack. Charlie Carpenter joining those attacking efforts. Maximilian Banfield looking for the ball as well. Diego Ochoa is kind of disputed. Ball still in play. Didn't go out. Now the Raiders are going to get the corner. Ochoa's not pleased with how things ended up going there. Sort of defying Isaac Newton's law of motion. Ball didn't stay in motion. Stayed inbound as well. Goes out for a corner.
Ochoa tried the box out there to try to let that ball roll out of bounds, but Wright State ends up sliding in and kicking it off. Ochoa ends up with the corner kick anyway.
It's going to be corner kick number 1 in the game. First one for Wright State. Brian Burkett's going to put it back in play. Burkett played 16 matches last season with the Raiders, has played in 07 this season. Yet to score a goal, but gave 1 assist at Loyola Chicago, and trying to do the same to the corner. The header coming in defensively, still in motion by Abrams. Dispossessed and blocked, may I say, from the Irish. Jack Jenkins getting a hold of the ball for the Raiders. Ishmael Mensah leading as well the midfield efforts from the Raiders. Mensah, originally born in Cape Coast, Ghana. Both of his parents played soccer. Story, quite an interesting one. He left his family at age 9 to play soccer at Wright and Star. His family didn't know what he was doing. A U.S. coach saw him play and said that he would like him to come to the U.S. when he turned 14 to play soccer. Mensah wasn't so fond of the idea. He's here with Wright State after a season at Xavier, but he's been open as well about his desire to one day get to play in Europe, specifically either in Germany or England. Maximilian Bamfy gonna put it in motion from a throw-in. Sophomore from Montreal. On his 4th start with the Raiders, looking for a ball towards O'Neal Mitchell. The Irish were quick to get to that one. Charlie Carpenter now joining the efforts. Again, Bamfy with the ball. Luke Burden with the defensive support. Bamfy with a cross. Taken out of the box by McDowd. Good move from the Raiders. Quick to get there. Ian Shaw and KK Baffer with a quick move, looking for Wyatt Borso. Yudkevich now getting the ball into the box. After the goal, the story has been really one of the Raiders attempting to get something out of their attacks.
Yeah, and the Raiders have had success getting multiple possessions so far, but just the stout Irish defense really on show. No success coming for Wright State so far in the box.
Rosen with the ball further back to Diego Ochoa. Boston College transfer. Knows what life is like in the ACC. Also know what life is like across different countries. Has lived part of his life not only in the United States but also a little bit south in Panama. Now making a mark in South Bend. As the ball seeks to get to Maximilian Bamfy. Dispossessed by Wyatt Lewis.
Bit of a sloppy turnover there by the Irish. Could have spelled danger. Luckily, Lewis able to outrun Banfield to get that ball.
Long ball looking towards Luke Burden. The offside flag is up. It's going to be a possession for Wright State. Last time these two teams played on regular season was in 1987. It ended up on a 1-1 draw from both programs. Since then, the Irish have taken a lead in the head-to-head series with a 4-1-1 record. In South Bend, the series is tied for a win for each side. That win for Wright State came in 2019. Long ball here looking for Carpenter. Could be a good one for the Raiders. Diego Ochoa is going to be the first to get there. Doesn't want any trouble with two-man pressuring him. Sends it long and gone for Sasha Tien-Courtois to restart play for the Raiders. Ryan Burkett possessing Leto Fuentes. Move now Zakaria Amro. Played the full 90. Amro in the last match against Purdue Fort Wayne has featured now 3 games this season as Burkett makes another move for Fuentes. Fuentes with the ball towards Mensah. Mensah looking again for Burkett. Goes out for a throw-in. As much as the Raiders have had those attacking opportunities, you need higher tempo perhaps and something different to disorganize an Irish team that collectively has been really solid all throughout in defense.
It certainly seems like the story of the game so far for the Wright State offense has just been a bit of sloppy possessions, turnovers, such as this past one. Just not a lot of opportunities that come against this Notre Dame defense. Must make the most of them. And Wright State trying to do just that right here.
Banfield with a good move, looking for Carpenter. Goes out for corner number 2. As we mentioned, you needed something different. Banfield with the one-on-one against Wyatt Lewis. Getting an opportunity to send the ball into the box. Couldn't find a hold of Carpenter. It's going to be corner number 2 by Ishmael Mensah this time around. For Wright State in his first season with the Raiders, he has featured now in 7 games, starting in 07. Looking for that first goal with Alex Vanderslij's team. The Raiders looking to draw things up. Here in South Bend, the corner coming from Mensa to the second post. Header by Ochoa, taking it out of trouble. Fuentes with the shot, goes up top. Goal kick for the Irish.
On that corner, Carpenter came flying in, almost had the opportunity for the header. It ended up being cleared before he could get there. So far, the Wright State offense has held their own for the most part without their two leading scorers in the game between Henry Hutchinson and Keiji Nakazawa. Those two players have combined for 5 of the 6 Wright State goals so far this season.
Hutchinson and Nakazawa, the crucial figures within the Raiders team. Not a part of the starting 11 today, surprisingly. We could see action coming from them. And if you get a hold as well of what Wright State has been able to produce so far in attack without them, makes you hopeful of what they could potentially generate when it comes to goals.
Potentially head coach Alex Vanderslijs is holding them out for a strong second half push, but that does rely on the fact that Wright State be able to keep it close here in the first half. And so far only allowed one goal, but with the Irish offense attacking here, that could change quickly.
Olin Spicer with a move towards KK Bafour. Ian Shaw back to Bafour. KK Bafour moving the ball now through the right with Wyatt Lewis. Looking for the cross. Lewis opts now to go further down with the goal scorer Mitch Ferguson. Good ball for Lewis. Wyatt could get a hold of the cross. Bamfi on the defense. Shan McDowd with an opportunity. Looking for goal. Gets his shot and it goes up top. Now for the first Irish corner of the night.
Good deflection there by Wright State just to get in the way. Not necessarily an open look on goal, but nonetheless make it more difficult on the corner.
Olin Spicer ready to bring it back into play. Spicer with a beautiful goal against Louisville to make it 2-0 at the time. The game ended up going 3-0 to the Irish side. Spicer with the header on the first post. Move from the Raiders to get it out of the box, and KK Baffert now recovers it for the Irish. Lewis in motion for KK. Bamfi trying to get a hold of it. Still in play by Spicer. Nolan for KK before the Irish on the right with a great move. KK Baffert. The great move was there. The press wasn't that great. Out for a throw-in. Jack Jenkins, the man in charge of putting it in motion. Ohio Dominican transfer, appeared in 16 matches last season, starting in 13 of those games. Still looking for his first goal with the Raiders. The senior from Canal Winchester, Ohio. Today playing as a right back for the Raiders. Jenkins have the ability as well to join the midfield if need so be. Olin Spicer looking for Wyatt Lewis. Smartly left out of play there by Brian Burkett to get another long throw that's going to end the Irish attacks for a while for the Raiders and give Wright State the opportunity to get back into that motion that they had for at least 10 minutes after that early goal from the Irish.
Yeah, and outside of that early Irish goal, not a lot of Irish offense coming on. Only one other shot on goal, 3 shots in total for Notre Dame. But Jutkiewicz not had to work too hard so far. His defense has done a good job of keeping the Irish away from open looks.
Jutkiewicz with the long ball, looking towards Shane Abrams. Jack Jenkins back in action, looking with his captain Zakaria Amro. Zakaria Amro is also eligible to play for Jordan besides his Swedish nationality. Has featured in the Jordanian U20 national team in 2022 in the Asian Cup qualifiers. One of those international students within Wright State's roster. The international now background that has given this team a polyvalent set of skills as to what they can do with a mixture of soccer from all 5 continents, whether it's called football, soccer, football, Bundes, calcio, whatever you want to call it. Wright State has it covered with that wide and ample roster from all across the globe. That's the growth you want to see for soccer in the United States, with the World Cup coming here as well next summer. Already in play within the scene of college soccer. AK Baffer. The ball towards Ian Shaw. Mitch Ferguson looking for Wyatt Lewis. Lewis just like his counterpart Jenkins today, playing as right back, both with the ability to join that midfield of their teams if need so be. Those crucial figures with alternate positions that can switch things up in a matter of seconds, as the Irish look to do so with Alex Rosin on the left. Cross coming by Rosin. Goes out for corner kick. Number 2 for the Irish, number 4 in the game. Besides the shots on goal, the stats have been relatively signaling a draw in every category.
It's been a quiet start to the game, but the Irish, who've thrived off set pieces so far this season, are going to look to get one here on the corner kick. 2 goals already this year off the corner for the Fighting Irish squad.
That's what Mitch Ferguson can do, score goals through corners, score goals through free kicks, and also get a hold of being the corner kick taker. And some occasions like this one that was looking for Luke Burton's taken out of trouble by O'Neill Mitchell for corner kick number 3. We're going to go to the other side of the pitch for this one. It's going to be Nolan Spicer now, the man in charge of putting the ball back in motion. Good look for Ferguson, goes into the small box. Punch by the goalkeeper, Rosin looking for a shot. Well blocked there by Jack Jenkins, and the Wright State Raiders want to get a quick attack here. Referee Nicole Green's gonna call a foul. The bench from the visiting side didn't seem to like that call.
It's a foul-pro Notre Dame squad. The Irish lead the ACC with 9.14 fouls per game.
And the sense of frustration coming in from the visitor bench as well was that Wright State could have gotten a counterattack for this one, and now you're giving the Irish another opportunity through their set pieces, which are their signature style. KK Baffer, the man in charge of putting the ball into the box. The header coming from Ochoa. Well saved there by Nadav Jutkevich. Could have been the second one. Jutkevich denies it.
Back-to-back solid saves from Jutkevich. Now another set piece for the Irish. They're thriving off the set pieces today. And just after we said it's been a quiet statistical game, Jutkevich getting a lot of pressure off the set pieces.
Kaiser with the cross. Nobody there. Rosin isn't there. And it's a double by Ferguson. Goal by the Irish. Mitch Ferguson scores his second one of the night. The captain, the double, the duel, el número dos. Irish lead 2-0.
Well, almost 20 minutes on the nose after Mitch Ferguson scored his first goal. He adds a second, and the Irish go up 2-0.
Make it 6 set-piece goals for the Irish this season.
And really, Ferguson, that ball just gets placed right at his feet, and Jutkevich still trying to recover from the save off the corner, unable to get there in time. And the Irish double their lead early.
And it's one of those areas within soccer that you gotta be focused on. How to defend that small box. That's usually a goalkeeper territory, but if the goalkeeper is being marked by so many attackers, defenders should support their goalkeepers. A bit of a misunderstanding there from Wright State, but now widens the Irish lead. And again, what we said, it hasn't been a bad display of soccer by Wright State, even if they're 2 goals down.
In the past couple minutes, the Irish quickly doubled their shots and shots on goal. Multiple set pieces came in a row. And Jutkevich, faced with the learning curve of collegiate soccer here in his first career start as a freshman. facing an Irish squad that really thrives on defense, but their offense averaging 1.43 goals per game. Already surpassed that so far today.
Smellian Banfield was looking for a ball well recovered there by Rosin. Luke Burden from the floor trying to keep it alive. Colgren's going to signal foul play on the Irish. Luke Burden was playing it as he laid on the floor, going against the loss of the game, as we're going to get the first substitutions of the night. Zimmerman is coming into the game for the Irish, as is Nico Bartlett. Bartlett has been a part of the Irish depth from the bench in the past couple of games, bringing an explosive style of play that could potentially increase the tempo and bring Wright State a little more trouble in terms of how they defend those Irish attacks. 15 to go in the first half.
Zimmerman, meanwhile, 8th appearance so far this season. Started 2 games early in the season against Michigan and Ohio State. Yet to play more than 51 minutes.
Zimmerman, now a junior with this Irish team, as it goes towards Nolan Spicer, one of the other upperclassmen within Notre Dame's team. Looking for Wyatt Borso. Borso is going to win a throw-in for the Irish, and now Wright State is going to respond with not 1 but 3 substitutions from their way. One of the guys coming in is the so awaited Henry Hutchinson.
Down 2-0, Wright State needs the production of Hutchinson. Why he didn't start, whether he was dealing with an injury or Coach Vanderslice just wanted to give the team a different look. We don't know. But he's a guy that's been aggressive out of the gate this season. 5 of his 7 games, he's had multiple shots. And he scored last game in their loss to Purdue Fort Wayne. His 3 goals lead the team, and the Raiders will need his production to kick in quickly if they want to keep themselves in this one.
Throw in, put in motion, looking again for Wyatt Borso with a deflected shot. It's gonna get to Jutkevich without any trouble. Edwin Espinal Elvir also made his way into the game, replacing Ryan Burkett. Notre Dame in the move with Spicer. Nico Bartlett in between 3. Heads towards Wyatt Lewis. Great move from the Irish. Bartlett and Lewis getting Spicer without any man into the box. Nolan could get a shot, and it's off the post. He tried to make the Trivella into the left post, and it's just denied.
And that was a prime opportunity for a 3rd Irish goal already right there. But Nolan Spicer just misses it by a hair, and Wright State able to get that ball out before the Irish could react.
Another corner kick coming in for the Irish. Spicer with the move again in the box, and it is in! Goal by the Irish! A night of dreams for Mitch Ferguson. Center back with the soul of an attacker. Hat trick!
And Mitch Ferguson off the corner. Once again, right place, right time. That ball pinballs around, but ends up behind Jutkevich in the back of the net for Ferguson's 3rd of the night, and quickly. This one might be getting out of hand.
Not sure if it was Ferguson or a known goal by the end of it. Mitch Ferguson's obviously going to celebrate it as a goal of his own. And it's his first career multi-goal game. Also, as well, making a new season high when it comes to goals in a season.
Yeah, for a guy that came into tonight with only 1 goal, 2 goals last season, he's quickly blown his previous career high out of the season, out of the water. And now Wright State will have to play quite aggressive to get themselves back in striking distance, as the Irish have blown this one open early.
Never thought I'd see the day to say this, but now Mitch Ferguson leads the Irish goal scorers this season with 4 goals, surpassing the 3 that Wyatt Borso has produced for Chad Riley's team. Carson Baquero has also made his move into the game. Wyatt Lewis with the ball, looking towards Renzo Vester. Sylvester touching base with Jack Flanagan, who also quickly came in as a substitute. Diego Ochoa with a possession, looking towards Alex Rosin. Back with Ochoa. Long ball looking towards Sylvester. Renzo Sylvester with a great move and control in the box. Denied the angle to get a shot. Nico Bartlett keeps it in play for the Irish. Bartlett now with Lewis. Carson Baquero. Jack Flanagan on the right. Flanagan. Back with Baquero. Diego Ochoa. The Irish recycling. Dominating. Trying to make it 4. Flanagan again on the move. Looking towards Wyatt Lewis. Wyatt about to enter the box. Lewis with a feint. Lewis back for Flanagan. Cross could be coming in from Flanagan. Ups outside the box with Baquero. Carson Baquero with Ian Shaw. Back for Alex Rosin. Nico Bartlett nearly lost possession for the Irish there. Rosin keeps it in play. Again Bartlett in the ball. Nate Zimmerman. Ball for the Irish to look for Jack Flanagan. It could be a 4th. Jack with a beautiful assist, but no one was there to get a hold of it. Goes out for a goal kick. Now it's just an Irish groove.
Well, the speed and experience of this ACC Irish team really on display tonight, forcing Wright State to play almost all the games so far in their own half. What was early, pretty evenly matched possession is now swung heavily to the Irish as they put a lot of pressure on this Wright State defense, and specifically Jutkovic in goal. Just not letting up on the attack, whether it be on set pieces.
Pressure was also coming in from the Irish build-up, from the Wright State build-up by the Irish, meant to say. Cole Green signals a foul here. It's going to be another set piece for Notre Dame. If you are Alex van der Slijs, you don't want to keep on giving these fouls with how the game has played out.
Yeah, that'll be the 3rd foul of the game for Wright State. Granted, this one not a quarter, though the Irish do have 5 corners.
Six set-piece goals by the Irish, trying to make it 4 here tonight. 7 in total in that count. The corner not common from a header in attack. As now the Jutkovic is going to get a hold of another goal kick. 10 minutes down in the first half. Jutkovic now taking all the time in the world, even if Wright State is now against the clock when it comes to actually needing those goals, needing those attacking possessions. With how the Irish have dominated the game in the past few minutes, getting that steady tempo down and slowing things down could be beneficial for Wright State.
You said it, JJ. Wright State just trying to slow this game down at this point. Notre Dame now has 10 shots to Wright State's 2. Wright State would just love to get the ball back and try and build something from the back, but the Irish quickly take this one back.
It's 10 shots for the Irish. 2 for Wright State. 10 of those Irish shots have resulted in 6 shots on goal. Wright State wasn't able to get a hold and put Blake Kelly into any trouble. It's been past that 30-minute mark. It's the first time that I'm actually mentioning Blake Kelly's name. Just comes to show the dominance that the Irish have produced in attack. Wyatt Lewis with a great move. Spin, dream, and keep on pushing. Lewis now for Flanagan. Ian Shaw, Carson Baquero, Alex Rosin, Diego Ochoa. Ochoa with a long ball looking towards Jack Flanagan. Flanagan was looking for Nico Bartlett. Goes back into Mitch Ferguson's territory. Carson Baquero back with the ball. Ian Shaw looking for Jack Flanagan. Flanagan now in motion towards Nico Bartlett. The explosiveness of Bartlett in the box. Flanagan with a shot that goes up top. Jack Flanagan trying to make it 4. No trouble there.
Flanagan's been thriving on the wing, able to get behind and just away from the Wright State defenders. Consistently, he's had space with the ball. Able to center a number of good passes so far, but that shot just a little high.
Among that liberal arts curriculum at the University of Notre Dame, Jack Flanagan, with a fun fact, currently taking a second theology level course on the Nuptial Mystery, a theology course focused solely on marriage. Jack Flanagan married with college soccer and that right wing for the past 2 seasons, as it started with Chad Riley, now coming off mostly as a substitute. Espinal Elvir with his first touch of the night ever since he came on 10 minutes ago for Wright State. Zakaria Amro now put in possession. Sasha Etienne Courtois. Nadav Yudkevich looking for a long ball. It's going to get O'Neal Mitchell back in play. Mitchell with Mensah. Ishmael back with his goalkeeper. Not necessarily a debut to remember so far by Yudkevich, but he's also been a key figure in keeping this 3-0. It could very well be 5 had Yudkevich not made that solid 2 saves. Ochoa with a long ball looking for Mensah. Renzo Bester also disputing it and gaining back possession for the Irish. Jack Flanagan through the midfield now. The ball towards Wyatt Lewis. Nico Bartlett trying to get a hold of it. Fuentes is going to block him. Referee says play on. Oh, ball says Nicole Green and her assistant. And now Roman Ketchley with a quick first ball. Foul called on Jack Flanagan. Flanagan not happy with that call, but Wright State quickly puts it back in play.
And the lack of Wright State possession has meant that midfielder Henry Hutchinson really has been a non-factor in tonight's game. As we've mentioned previously, the team's leading goal scorer, leads the team in shots, just doesn't have those opportunities as the Raiders unable to retain possession, let alone possession in their own half.
I don't even think Hutchinson has gotten a touch of the ball ever since he came into this game. It's been a tale of a game that's mostly been disputed in Wright State's half of the pitch as Notre Dame continues attacking, trying to switch things up here with Sasha Etienne Courtois. It's going to go out nevertheless for a throw-in. Once we're at halftime, we're going to be able to give you that specific breakdown of the possession. But so far, the story of the game has been a story in which the Irish have not only been able to get Mitch Ferguson on the scoreboard, but also to keep on improving what they're able to showcase in attack, not only from the left, from the right, through the middle. A lot of variety from the Irish so far.
Yeah, JJ, and we spotlighted this Irish defense coming into today, led by Blake Kelly. And I know, as you said earlier, Kelly yet to have a save or even need a save, as Wright State yet to get a shot on goal. It's been all Irish attack so far tonight.
Take another look at that contact there. Alex Wilson didn't like that foul call. Little push in the back of the Raider. It's been a game with 8 fouls on this first half. 5 have been on the Notre Dame side. 3 have been on Wright State sides. Horizon League and ACC showdown here on the midweek college soccer matchup. Last season, Wright State had 7 wins, 9 losses, and 2 draws, improving from that 4 wins in Vanderslice's first season with the program. 3 of those wins came in the Horizon League. We'll try and keep that rolling into this year as Horizon League play comes soon for the Raiders in that Detroit Mercy matchup on Saturday at 7 p.m. on ESPN+.
The Raiders also just excited to get back at home. They played their first 7 games on the road. That certainly has to be tough for a team not to be able to play in front of their home crowd. Meanwhile, Notre Dame just getting started on a big home stand. This is their third of 7 games they will play in a row here at Alumni Stadium. And that home crowd really played into effect with a great showing of the Irish faithful on last Friday night against Louisville.
Not necessarily the same crowd today in a relatively rainy Tuesday in South Bend.
But it pups on the pitch night. The dogs are out. The fans are out, not necessarily in droves, but they're here to support their Irish.
And the dogs are here to have a good time that the Irish want to continue having with Flanagan in this one. Good ball looking towards Renzo Bester. Another great touch by Bester to get a hold of it. Mitchell's going to try to cover him. And that was an amazing coverage by Mitchell to deny Renzo Bester from what could have been his second college career goal.
And once again, Jutkiewicz ends up in the right place just to stop the goal for the Irish.
Flanagan puts it in motion with Wyatt Lewis. Mitch Ferguson. The triple trick from Ferguson has the Irish in front. Yes, you heard that right. Center back Mitch Ferguson has scored a hat trick for the Irish here tonight. With 1 minute to go of the first 45, the Irish comfortably lead Wright State 3-0 and want to make it 4. Denied again by O'Neal Mitchell. The standout potentially from this Wright State defense has been O'Neal Mitchell in this first half. Mitchell has led the defense in his first career start, the freshman from Kingston, Jamaica. Making a move for the Raiders here in South Bend as the shot comes in, blocked by Amno. Amphy on the move as well. So is Roman Ketchley trying to keep it in play and give a statement for Wright State before the first half ends. 25 seconds to go. Amphy on the move with Ketchley. Ball, it's going to be without any trouble in possession for Blake Kelly. Second time we say his name in the whole 45 as Notre Dame leads 3-0 and we head into halftime.
Well, it's been all Irish in the first half behind the hat trick by the senior captain Mitch Ferguson. Wright State struggling to get possession. Meanwhile, the Irish keeping their pedal to the metal. We'll see what Wright State has up their sleeve in the second half. They're going to need a big showing. We'll see if they can do just that. Blake Kelly will try to go for his 5th clean sheet of the year. The Irish came in tonight with 4. Only allowed 3 goals on the season. Haven't really been tested yet by the Raiders. We'll see if a halftime speech might revamp this Wright State attack, but with the Irish having possession early, we'll see if the Irish can add on one more before Wright State even gets the ball back.
Ian Scholl putting the Irish back in action as Ketchley makes a quick recovery for Wright State. That Alex Rosin gets also a quick hold of it. Shane Abrams now with the ball towards Leto Fuentes, and Jutkiewicz doesn't want to know more about any trouble. 45 minutes to go in South Bend for what could be Notre Dame's 4th consecutive win. Wright State looking to have something to say on that. Back to Charlie Carpenter as the sole man up top for the start of the second half. We did get some minutes from Henry Hutchinson, but not necessarily the best minutes overall for Wright State and what they could do attacking.
It was a quiet first half for Henry Hutchinson. Only saw the last 14 minutes of the period. But now their second goal scorer, the only other man on this Raiders squad that has scored a goal, Keiji Nakazawa, does indeed start the second half for the Wright State team. Nakazawa logged a goal in each of his last 2 games. 2 shots on goal in those past 2 games, and He's played almost all 90 minutes of each game so far this season. It was interesting that we didn't see him get the start. But nonetheless, will check in for the Raiders.
Nakasawa, also the UCA transfer from Fujioka, Japan. Sophomore for Wright State, looking here for the header. It's going to be taken out of trouble there by Captain Mitch Ferguson. Jack Jenkins with the ball. JJ goes with Shane Abrams. The ball deflected on Abrams by Rosen. Abrams looking to dispute that ball again with Rosen. Goes out for a Wright State throw-in.
But already, JJ, in these first 2 minutes, Blake Kelly seeing almost as much action as he did in the entirety of the first half.
Notre Dame scored a quick goal by Mitch Ferguson to start things off. Minute 7 of the game. Took them 20 more minutes before seeing the goal again. In those couple of minutes after that early Ferguson goal, Wright State presented some attacking opportunities that weren't necessarily clear threats for the Irish, but possessed a spirit that made you think Wright State may have something to say and could make things even. Since then, in a matter of 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes, 4 and a couple of seconds, Notre Dame got 2 other goals in their goal count, made it 3-0, and Mitch Ferguson made his first hat trick and first multi-goal appearance within his 58 games with the Fighting Irish.
And JJ, Wright State, they tend to score in bunches. They scored twice in 2 minutes last game to go up 2-1 before allowing 3 second-half goals to Purdue Fort Wayne. Ultimately fell in that game 2-4.
Marko Odorshik has also made his way into the game for Wright State. Last season he had 12 starts in 16 games played for the Raiders, producing 2 assists. This is his 8th appearance this season for Wright State. Has started in 6 of those 8 appearances as a sophomore for Wright State. KK Baffer on the move for Notre Dame. It's a touch of the ball. Shan McDowd, Alex Rosen, and back to Diego Ochoa. Ochoa with a long ball, looking towards Wyatt Lewis. Lewis with the ball for Spicer. Similar play happened here Friday night that Spicer got a beautiful goal. This time he gets a foul for the Irish. Not pleased with that was the Raiders defense.
A lot of contact on that one from Nakazawa. Spicer ultimately ending up on the ground. Clearly a foul as Nakazawa's leg just sticks out. Spicer just tries to run right over it. And the Irish will get another set piece from which they have had much success so far this evening.
Could Mitch Ferguson make it 4? If Mitch Ferguson makes it 4, would be an even further night to remember for him. KK Baffer with the kick, the header coming. That's not directed towards goal. Abrams is going to keep it in play with a great move and a lot of space. Rosen coming back to support him. Abrams still with the ball. Shane Abrams with a great move that could see Wright State again into a dangerous position. Shane Abrams in between 2 gets a corner kick from Wright State. All by himself, Shane Abrams made it, but that was a beautiful run to give Wright State a corner.
Yeah, great job by Abrams, taking up the distance there. Ultimately, it was the speed of the Fighting Irish that allowed them to catch up and knock that ball out of bounds before Abrams got a clear shot. We shall see if the Raiders have success on a corner. Haven't had many tonight. They have 3. Notre Dame, meanwhile, with 5 corner kicks of their own.
Ryan Burkett's going to be in charge of putting this ball in motion. The Jamaican connection with Burkett and Abrams. Trying to put Wright State back into the game. Burkett passes that into the first post. No trouble there for Wyatt Lewis to get the ball out of a dangerous zone for the Irish. Leto Fuentes now back with Nadav Yudkevich. Yudkevich with a long ball looking towards Brian Burkett. It's going to be Blake Kelly. First mention of the second half, 7 minutes in. It's obviously going to slow things up for the Irish as well. Wright State had an attacking opportunity. Notre Dame wants to know nothing about that as KK Bafour makes his move on the midfield. Loses the ball, Leto Fuentes. Now back in action for the Raiders. Leto goes back. And back goes Abrams as well in the attack, looking for a shot with Carpenter. Nakasawa with a hit, and it goes just wide of Kelly's goal. Great shot there by Nakasawa. Just goes a little to the right of the Irish goal.
Great shot there by Nakazawa. Ultimately, if it was on goal, may have gotten past the outstretched Kelly. But nonetheless, it didn't matter. Good effort by Blake Kelly there.
Blake Kelly is going to put it back in action through an Irish goal kick. It's going to be shot number 3 by Wright State in the game. 13 shots have come from the Irish.
Blake Kelly yet to face a shot on goal tonight. Nonetheless, his leadership presence as only a sophomore can really be seen by the way that he handles setting up the Irish attack.
Kelly, one of the assistant captains in Chad Riley's team this season. Captains of the team are Wyatt Lewis and Mitch Ferguson, with their expertise both defensively but also offensively. You could say that more of Wyatt Lewis, and you would think I'm saying that of Wyatt Lewis and his ability in the midfield, but Mitch Ferguson said, hey, I have something to say as well attackingly and offensively. For the Irish, Nolan Spicer looking for Burden, dispossessed by the Raiders. Jack Jenkins with the ball. Again for Wright State. Zachary Amro trying to get a hold and build up with Oleto Fuentes. Olachich was close. Fuentes first to go with Jenkins. Jenkins looks to keep it in play for Abrams. Abrams, quick and agility, looks to fight the ball with Rosin. Keeps it in play. Abrams with another great move. Wright State looking for everything with Abrams. Nakasawa. Ochoa with a hit. Now another hit coming from Olachich. Goes out for a corner. Now the last time these two teams met here in South Bend was 2019. Round of 48 NCAA championship. You would expect some magic to come that way. It was a magical night for Wright State.
Absolutely, JJ. Wright State got up 3-1 before the Irish ultimately scored for the last time in the 84th minute. So while it does look like a close game, ultimately Wright State had the advantage for much of it. Ultimately, there were 0 second-half saves cost the Irish. While Wright State posted 4 saves. Tonight, kind of that script has been flipped.
And a header here that just goes wide from Kelly's goal. And certainly that script has been flipped tonight from what we've seen from both Notre Dame and Wright State. One of the huge upsets of the 2019 NCAA tournament. The Irish then made it back to the championship 2021 and that final loss against Clemson in 2023.
Well, if Notre Dame was looking to avenge that 2019 loss, Mitch Ferguson has certainly done just that so far tonight. Left no doubt about who is ultimately the better squad coming in, but still a lot of game to be played. Wright State has shown some more fight, more opportunities here in the second half, so we'll see if they can come up and ultimately find the back of the net, but no luck so far.
Ferguson, Wyatt Lewis on the move for the Irish as Nolan Spicer gets a touch of the ball. Lewis gets in possession. Shan McDowd. Shan McDowd started the season as the right back for the Irish. Wyatt Lewis then came into play as a right back against Indiana University for the first time this season. Moving Shan McDowd a little further upwards as a central defensive midfielder, but also as a regular central midfielder as Lewis gets a hold of a great move looking for KK Bafour. KK with an opportunity to get the ball into the box. O'Neal Mitchell refuses to let him do so. Mitchell again recovering possession for the Raiders, looking for Nakasawa. It's going to be kept for right side possession by Ottershik. Shane Abrams in the move again against Rosin. Abrams looking for it, dispossessed without any trouble there by Diego Ochoa. Cole Green says foul. Nolan Spicer. Spicer was asking for a card. Play on from the foul on the midfield, says referee Nicole Green.
for an Irish team, as you mentioned earlier, leading the ACC in fouls with 9.14 a game. Their 7 fouls really been a non-factor. There's very few set pieces have come Wright State's way, few opportunities to attack off the fouls. Nonetheless, certainly, it shows that the Irish squad plays aggressive, and tonight that aggression has not hurt them at all, being able to hold this Raider team scoreless.
Rosen on the ball. Diego Ochoa. Shan McDowd. And Ochoa gets back into the ball for Ian Shaw to make a move. Ian Shaw looking for Spicer, dispossessed by Uleto Fuentes. Great move by Fuentes to give Wright State another attacking opportunity. Better move there by Alex Rosen. But they call green. Deems the foul. It's going to be now a set piece for Wright State, and let's see what they have to say through this. Couple of top players within that Wright State defense, O'Neal Mitchell and Zachary Amro specifically, can have something to say about up top. There is the foul called by Nicole Green.
Foul pretty clear back there. Rosine ultimately just puts his shoulder into the Wright State player on the attack. That'll merit a set piece.
It's going to be Brian Burkett, the man in charge to put it into play for Wright State. Nicole Green says corner kick here. And now the Raiders make it 5-5 when it comes to corners.
Corners even. Wright State team seems potentially due for a goal, though. The Irish corners have had a lot of success really just centering that ball. The last corner that we saw from Wright State on the front post wasn't really a threat. Just putting the ball in a position to kind of make a play, to make the header, has definitely got to be a priority here for Wright State.
So Green was having a word with O'Neal Mitchell. May need to check something medically. The clock has been stopped, and that's going to make a substitution for Wright State. Roman Ketchley enters the game for them. Corner kick now, ready to be put in motion. It goes into the second post. Carpenter attempted to get there, couldn't get a hold of it, goes out for an Irish goal kick. And you mentioned as well how successful Notre Dame has been from those set pieces, even from the corners. Wright State has had those same corners, but again, this is not what you expect them to do in attack from the corner.
Yeah, Wright State just not been able to place the ball where they need it to be today to have any kind of chance at a shot on goal. Still, no shots on goal, only 6 shots in general. Kind of as has been the theme, the Notre Dame defense has stood strong and just not a lot of opportunities for the Wright State offense to even come close.
And a throw-in, another ball for Shane Abrams. 3 Irishmen mark him. Nicole Green says foul by Ian Shaw. He's going to stop the clock, and that could be the first yellow card of the night. Yellow card on Ian Shaw.
And that one again, quite clearly, Shaw just really tries to stop Abrams from getting in the clear. He's had success kind of getting down the field by himself earlier today, probably just trying to prohibit that. But you can't tug him like he did.
Had Wright State been able to play through Shane Abrams' ability from the wing that first half, it makes you wonder if the story would be a little different here tonight with how much trouble Abrams has caused the Irish defensively. Blake Kelly's gonna get a goal kick here for Notre Dame. Another set piece that Wright State isn't able to take advantage of.
And JJ, you have to wonder whether Henry Hutchinson dealing with some kind of injury or something. Not that we want to speculate about anything of that matter, but seemed just very limited minutes so far today as somebody who's really led the team in goals and been that key offensive presence. Only 14 minutes played in the first half, yet to see action here in the second. You'd think that they'd put him in to try and get some spark out of this Wright State offense, but nothing of the sorts.
Hutchinson played 84 minutes against Purdue Fort Wayne and 87 against IU Indy. The 2 most recent games for Wright State had started in 07 games of those until the occasion tonight. 15 minutes for him, 0 shots. You could even add 0 ball touches because Wright State didn't have any attacking possession in those 15 minutes that Hutchinson was on the field.
And Wright State has 4 days until their next game. Not like they're trying to save him for a back-to-back or anything.
KK before with an interesting move to get the ball towards Alex Rosen. Out Nolan Spicer in possession. Wyatt Lewis joins the attacking effort of the Irish. Shan McDowd, KK before. 3-man's mark team. Nakasawa attempted to get the ball out of his feet. He gets that same result from Shan McDowd's ball control. Nakasawa and McDowd continue disputing the ball. It's going to end up being an Irish ball. As Nolan Spicer gets a hold of it. Spicer looking for an Irish attack. Wyatt Lewis even further down to the right. It's going to put a little pause on it with the ball towards the recently booked Ian Shaw. Back for Lewis. Some quick run-ups that could have resulted in attacking opportunities for the Irish. Spicer preferred to recycle from the middle and into the left with Rosen. Alex Rosen now back with Diego Choa, 17 from 18. And the Irish lead 3-0. Still here in South Bend. Both teams as well with the common stadium name. Alumni Stadium, Alumni Field for Wright State. Notre Dame makes a move here. That's going to be their first corner of the half.
And JJ, the Irish are playing what I believe you call Riley ball. Just trying to park the bus, trying to slow things down with the 3-0 lead. Notre Dame just trying to keep it away from Wright State and ensure they get themselves home with the victory.
We saw an absolute display of Riley ball Friday night against Louisville that ended up with a 3-0 win against the Cardinals. Huge win for the Irish, trying to make the same thing here as Spicer gets a corner that's going to be put in motion by Rosen, attempting to get on goal, blocked by one of the many men that supported Nadav Yudkevich. As BK the GK gets his first long ball of the game, looking for Spicer. Great control by Spicer to bring that ball down, looking now for Wyatt Borso. Yudkevich again getting the ball there without any trouble. It's been a slow night for Borso after having 3 consecutive games scoring. He scored against Pittsburgh. He scored also against Omaha, scored against Louisville. Hasn't had that same luck here tonight, but getting back into his best shape after missing a season and a half due to injuries. Olorsic with a move towards Zakariamno. Wright State again in motion. Through the left, looking for Mensah. Well recovered there by Shannon McDowd. It's going to be Diego Choa now putting the ball in the Irish midfield with Carson Baquero coming back into play. Ian Shaw, after getting booked, was removed from the game through a substitution via Chad Riley. Carson Baquero coming in his place. Saw a little action from Carson Baquero in the first half. 13 minutes off play for him. Alex Rosen makes a move for the Irish. 25 minutes to go. Rosen and KK Bafour. Touch now for Spicer. Rosen, Bafour, Spicer. The triangle. Flaw and connection in attack for Notre Dame. Wyatt Lewis now with an opportunity from the right. Keeps it in play. Fuentes tackled. Wasn't successful. The second one was still ball for the Irish. Spicer wanting to get a hold of it. And Carpenter now trying to have something to say within and through 3 Irishmen that dispossess him relatively quickly, Charlie Carpenter.
JJ, though the Irish have retained possession for much of the second half, really not a lot of success. This Wright State team really packing the box, ensuring that nothing gets to Yudkevich to begin with.
Long ball looking towards Nolan Spicer. Yudkevich was asking for a goal kick. Play on, says the referee, O'Neill Mitchell. He's back in action. Good to know that whatever problem kept him out for that corner has now been solved. Carson Vaquero. The ball towards Alex Rosen. Vaquero back. Towards the ball for KK Bafour. Great tackle there by Odershik. Standing tackle by number 8.
Wright State really just struggled to retain possession. A few sloppy passes, bad turnovers for a team that has really been playing from behind and needs to make the most of each opportunity they have. The Irish offense and defense has just been too overwhelming.
And it's going to be now a yellow card on a Wright State player. Foul called by Nicole Green. The foul call came a little late, unclear if it was an advantage that the referee had given or if it was some reaction that Nicole Green didn't like.
There really no unreasonable contact there. Could have been something that was ultimately said that she picked up on, but nothing clearly to merit the card. Certainly something in the eyes of the officials.
Brian Burkett with a yellow card for unsportsmanlike conduct.
That's the 16th yellow card of the season for Wright State.
Alex Rosen. AK Bafour. Rosen again with the ball. Goes back with Diego Ochoa. Long ball by Mitch Ferguson. Looking towards Wyatt Borso. Shan McDowd recovers for the Irish. Otelo Fuentes with a quick ball that seemed to get a hold of it, but Nicole Green's going to say that there was a foul first in Shan McDowd.
And if you're Wright State, that was a prime opportunity to potentially have a breakaway, but whistled dead on the foul. The Irish get the ball back.
When it comes as well to what Wright State's midfield has been able to do this game, you mentioned a couple of minutes ago what they've been able to support in defense, but you also got to wonder the duality of their role in what Wright State is able to create an attack. Not necessarily the best in that case. Probably the wingers Birkin and Abrams have been the most active for the attacking ability of Wright State. Nevertheless, probably more is expected from those central midfielders to actually get those attacking opportunities.
Yeah, the Wright State squad has really played one side tonight, all defense. Few offensive chances have probably led to the fact that just not able to click on those opportunities.
Wyatt Borso's out of the game as Renzo Bester makes his way into play. Nolan Spicer also out for Jack Flanagan to get some minutes. Nico Bartlett coming in as well for Luke Burden. Let's see what the Irish have to say about that. With those 3 substitutions, looking for some fresh legs in those extra minutes. Chad Riley can give with a 3-0 lead to freshmen like Renzo Bester, like Carson Vaquero, and other players that haven't necessarily seen that usual slot of minutes within the Irish side. Long ball looking towards one of them in Jack Flanagan, but it's going to be impossible for him to get there. Goal kick for Wright State.
Well, the Wright State squad has retained much of their starting 11 throughout tonight's game, and it's beginning to show. Both the offense and the defense just slowing down a bit, while the Irish rotation's helping to keep their men fresh. Even despite the late lead, Notre Dame still showing a spark on both sides of the ball.
AK before attempted to do the screen, they're looking for Sylvester. Attentive was O'Neal Mitchell. Wright State, as you mentioned, had kept the team relatively constant. Now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 changes coming, or 4 changes. No, it's 5 coming for Wright State. Hutchinson is back into play.
Wright State looking to shake something up. Now they brought in their fresh legs as Their 11 were looking a bit tired, and this could be their opportunity as the Irish try and potentially experiment a bit with some of their players that haven't played as often.
Sammy Jadid also made his way into the game. Jadid has featured in all 7 games for the Raiders this season, making that 8 now. His first career start came in the last game against Purdue Fort Wayne, as Nicole Green's going to show another yellow card for the Wright State midfield. In this occasion.
And ultimately pretty clear on the trip there.
Otelo Fuentes is going to get the second card of the game for Wright State, third one in between both teams. Carson Vaquero with a move towards Alex Rosin. Rosin now says in KK Bafour. Carson Vaquero. Ball now towards Wyatt Lewis. Wyatt goes with Jack Flanagan. Flanagan in between 2 men, wants to get a hold of it, gets a cross. It's going to get into Nada Jutkiewicz. Cross with direction to goal. It's going to count as a shot by Flanagan. 19 minutes to go in South Bend so far. Scoreless second half. Those 3 goals from Mitch Ferguson in the first half have given comfortable Irish lead. Wright State started the second half attempting to have a say on the scoreboard. Failed to keep that attacking momentum rolling as time progresses here in South Bend.
Well, an Irish team that has been dominant in the second half of games this season, outscoring opponents 6-1 and having 22 more second half shots than in the first half, has really slowed down. Only 2 shots in this second period. Wright State actually out shooting the Irish 4-2. No shots have fallen on goal for either team. It's been a pretty quiet night here in the second half for the goalies.
Wright State is looking to continue rolling into Horizon League action as their schedule progresses.
We'll head to Detroit Mercy up next. Back in Dayton, Ohio, before they'll face Cleveland State on October 4th.
The Detroit Mercy game is gonna end the activity throughout September for Andrew Slice's team. September 27th at 7 p.m. on ESPN+. Another foul is called here. Another clear foul by Fuentes. I don't know how many more minutes will Andrew Slice keep Otelo Fuentes in the game. It's been a constant amount of fouls from him in the past few minutes. One of them got him a yellow card. With 17 minutes to go and at 3. No scoreboard that has you down in South Bend. You don't want to risk getting down to 10 men.
And as time has wound down so far, I won't say it's gotten chippy, but I'd say definitely getting aggressive, recognizing that they're in a bit of a deficit. Nobody wants to get embarrassed or have their pride taken away. So Wright State's still hanging tough here with the Irish.
Otelo Fuentes now with a great recovery, looking towards the left side of the pitch with Jadid. Jadid with an opportunity. Feints 2, feints 3, gets in the box, and it's in. Goal by Wright State. Sammy Jadid off a deflection is going to put 1 goal in the scoreboard for Wright State. Makes it a 3-1 game. 16 minutes to go.
Well, the freshman Sammy Jadid out of Bradenton, Florida, ends the clean sheet for goalkeeper Blake Kelly, able to juke just a number of defenders there. What an impressive performance. Gets by 1 there. A second, just able to put it in the back of the net. Blake Kelly can't even respond in time. And Jadid has seen an increase in minutes so far this season as a freshman. Recorded his first career start last match against Purdue Fort Wayne, where he took 2 shots, but he's appeared in all 8 games so far, and you can see why head coach Alex Vanderslice puts him in the game, because he's able to bring that offensive firepower.
It's going to be his first goal of the season, but also his first goal of his college career. The man from Florida with an important goal at Alumni Stadium. Let's see what Wright State now has to offer with a literally decent amount of time, 15 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I mentioned, last game, Wright State scored within 2 minutes to take the lead back against Purdue Fort Wayne before ultimately falling in that matchup. But now after the goal, Wright State quickly has the ball back. Looks like they've got a bit of energy. This one is certainly far from over, as Wright State has shown they can strike quickly.
Now that Yudkevich with a long ball on the second post, looking for another attacking play. The Irish don't want to know anything about it and send it out for a throw-in.
Yeah, and those are one of the balls that Wright State's been missing, ones that have kind of been centered in front of the goal, having an opportunity. Pinballed around before ultimately finding its way out of bounds, but now Wright State with themselves in front of the goal.
Nakasawa with a shot that goes up top. And our response is going to come from the Notre Dame bench. The big man for occasions like this, Martin Fontoon, is coming into the game. Nico Bartlett's off.
Well, Fontoon will check into the game, his 6th of the season, yet to get a start. Scored one of the Irish's 3 goals against Omaha, though we only saw 12 minutes of play, so he's a guy similar to Dajid from Wright State who comes off the bench, brings a bit of a spark. And with the lead chiseled down to just 2, the Irish wouldn't mind a bit of padding here in these last couple minutes.
Ball in possession from the Wright State defense. Kind of have to build a quicker tempo in the remaining minutes if they want to get closer in the scoreboard again. Jadid got a quick one, did it all by himself, feinting past 3 Irish defenders, getting that goal. Looking here for Hutchinson. Attentive was Ferguson to keep it out of trouble for the Irish. Now KK Baffer in between 3. Wright State is gonna lose possession of the ball. Roman Ketchley recovers.
Notre Dame's slow style of play that they tend to execute when they have the lead certainly means that your opponents don't get a lot of shots, but it also means that you don't have as many opportunities as well when you're really just trying to play keep away and not a lot of attacks. So the Irish with only 2 shots so far in the second period, which means that they haven't had a chance to really answer this Wright State attack, nor add on any more to their lead.
Possession. O'Neal Mitchell to get in touch with Captain Amro. Well recovered there by Shan McDowell. Now it's Renzo Bester. Fontoon. Again, Shan McDowell, and this is what the Irish need. Those long possessions where they can build something off the spaces that Wright State leaves as they head into attack. Fuentes attempted to recover. Carson Baquero keeps it in Irish dominance with Jack Flanagan. More changes are going to be coming on from the Wright State bench as the Irish get a hold of the possession and try to slow these things down and run a couple of seconds, even minutes, down the clock through a long possession. Alex Rosin looking for Renzo Bester. Carson Baquero also attempted to keep it in control of the Irish. Nagasawa couldn't get a hold of it, and substitutions are gonna now be coming in for the Raiders. Two men out, one of them being Brian Burkett with his yellow card, the other one is Other Schick. Utelo Fuentes is now out of the game. And Ismael Mensah back into action.
Well, Wright State certainly seems to have their A-team on the field now. Maybe it was the strategy of which Vanderslice saw along to kind of save some of his best players for late in the game when maybe the Irish have a bit more tired legs, but ultimately down 2 goals. Still require a bit of a comeback here, and quite frankly, not sure if there's enough time left for Wright State.
Edwin Espinal Elbir also making his way back into action in the place of Uleto Fuentes, as did Ismael Mensah in the place of Marco Odorcic. Brian Burkett is still in action. The only man with a yellow card from Wright State that remains in the game. Long ball. Looking for Jadid. Great action again, defensively by Fontoon. Mensah. Ishmael organizes his team, trying to find men in attack. Goes with Ketchley. Roman Ketchley is going to be denied by Alex Rosin. Now KK Bafour in between 3-man attempts to keep possession for the Irish. Great recovery by Ketchley to give Wright State the ball again. Nevertheless, 10 minutes to go here in South Bend. Wright State looking for a goal that gets them in a game that had the Irish leading for a whole 70 minutes, comfortably with a 3-0 lead. Now the Irish have resigned themselves to defend as Wright State makes its way into attack, hoping to get back into the game. Jadid with the ball. Looking towards Ketchley. Roman Ketchley's gonna get to the ball. Looking for the cross now. Into the box. Diego Choa gets it out there without any trouble. Wright State with Mensah. Looking for another long attack and play. Through the left with Jack Jenkins. Goes out for another corner kick, and let's see if Wright State can take advantage of this one.
Well, Wright State finally beginning to even out some of that possession clock after Notre Dame really dominated the first half. Now Wright State doing a pretty good job here in the latter half of the second half, trying to even things up. They evened up the corner kicks tonight, but as we've discussed earlier, not much has came from them. As few balls really been centered in an opportunity to do anything for the Raiders.
Corner from the Raiders. Kelly punches it out, but still in the box. Penalty kick was being asked for. Play on, says referee Nicole Green. She might have a look at it on the video review. So far, still in play. And still a Raiders ball. Ansa sending it long and gone. The ball still in possession from the Raiders. And it's whoa. Recovered now. Possession with Jack Flanagan attempting to keep it a hold. Nicole Green's gonna stop the clock, and she's gonna have a look at it from the video review. As always, reminding everyone, video review within college soccer for the potential penalty works differently than it does in big soccer leagues. It's not another referee calling Nicole Green to the monitor. It's Nicole Green herself deciding to go to the monitor and have a look at it.
Well, JJ, this could certainly be a big momentum swinger if this ends up being called, as Wright State would have a massive opportunity here, but not sure if it'll ultimately go the Raiders' way after the video review.
O'Neal Mitchell was asking for a foul coming in from Renzo Bester. Nicole Green seems to have made her decision relatively quick. She has said this to the coaches. Play on. No foul there. Seems to be the right call. Seems to be a bump between Renzo Bester and Wyatt Lewis with O'Neal Mitchell, but nothing out of the loss of the game.
Yeah, there's certainly some contact, but nothing that was ultimately malicious.
Still 3-1. Notre Dame. That potential penalty could have switched things up for Wright State and their hopes and aspirations in this game. So far, still a game that Notre Dame holds comfortably with a 2-goal margin as Jack Flanagan gets a foul here. It's going to be another yellow card for Wright State.
And Hutchinson with the yellow card, and the third on the night now for this Wright State team, with a slide tackle that was certainly a bit of a hard hit for Jack Flanagan as he fell to the ground.
Just comes to show you as well the dominance that the Irish have had in this game. The first time around we hear from Henry Hutchinson has been as a result of a yellow card rather than as a result from an attacking play. And here Jutkevich was getting himself into some trouble, keeps it in play and avoids the danger.
A bit of a wayward pass there by O'Neal Mitchell. The freshman appearing in his first career games, kind of showing a little bit of that inexperience there. Careful. Luckily wasn't directed near the goal, but ultimately ended up all right for Wright State.
Wright State still in motion, trying to keep it alive. From the left. Long ball by Mensah. Ishmael looking through the right. Alex Rosin with a great recovery for the Irish, and KK Bafford now in between two men trying to get Renzo Bester the ball. And Nicole Green says all clear. No handball there from Sylvester. Goes out for a Raiders throw-in.
Well, with the slip by Notre Dame, looked like it certainly could have been called a handball, but ultimately no contact. Now as the clock winds down on this one, we're inside 7 minutes. The Wright State offensive surge that we've been seeing the past couple minutes looks like it's going to be too little too late unless the Raiders have some late magic left up their sleeve.
Sakari Amro is going to keep it in play. Trying to make a quick run through and return to attack for Wright State. Fontoon was recovering it before foul was called on Jack Flanagan. The Irish will be back in Alumni Stadium Saturday night against SMU for an ACC matchup at 7 p.m. Eastern on ACC Network Extra.
Well, as the Irish enter ACC play, they have a difficult schedule coming up. They'll travel to the University of Virginia on October 10th, who's currently ranked number 12 in the nation, before returning home to face NC State on October 17th, who's currently the number 1 team in the poll. So it won't be an easy trip to the end of the season for Chad Riley's squad, but the Irish have showed that they can do it on both ends of the field tonight, putting up 3 goals. And Blake Kelly, though he didn't face many shots, he had some success.
As things hold with the current rankings, Notre Dame would be having at least 2 more ranked games against NC State and Wake Forest as well to end things up, with the expectation as well of what Virginia Tech can do, what Virginia itself can do. Foul was being asked here, plays on, says Nicole Green, with an expectation as well of what the Boston College Eagles can do. Tough ACC matchups coming up for Notre Dame. That's a hard foul code on the Raiders. Notre Dame was asking for more than a yellow. Jack Flanagan still on the floor, down in pain. Yellow card deemed by Nicole Green and Roman Ketchley. And that was indeed a rough foul by Ketchley.
Yeah, just runs in to Flanagan as he's in the process of kicking that ball. He's down. Looks like he took it pretty tough in the shin, ultimately meriting the card. The Irish just hope Flanagan's all right. He's been quite productive for them, appearing in every game so far this season, though he's yet to start.
Tell you what, that could have very well been another color. Flanagan was lucky there that Ketchley wasn't able to make complete contact with his ankle. Let's see if Cole Ketchley looks to go into video review. So far, Flanagan is being assisted as she tugs with Blake Kelly. The Irish are preparing a substitution in the meantime, in case Jack Flanagan isn't able to continue in the action with 4 minutes to go.
And coming into today, Flanagan Been quite productive for the Irish. 5 shots, 4 shots on goal. Glad to see he's walking under his own power. Hopefully he can walk it off, but regardless, the Irish will need him back into the game in their future matchups.
You could hear the words from Jack Flanagan. Protect your players. Evident from his words and his reaction that he wanted more than that yellow card. It's gonna go off as Brady Hilden comes into play to replace Jack Flanagan. Four minutes to go. Brady Hilden, the sophomore, making his way back into action. He started off the season as more of a constant starter, occasionally coming off from the bench after not appearing during his freshman season. He has lost that role in terms of the order in the depth track of Chad Riley, where Brady Hilden comes in. Today getting some minutes after that Jack Flanagan temporary foul. Alex Rosen, the ball back towards Diego Ochoa. 3:45 to go. O'Neal Mitchell keeps it in play with Ishmael Mensah. Sean McDowd putting some pressure on Mensah. Zachary Ambro now on the ball. Wright stayed with 3.5 minutes. Be a historical setting and scene if they are able to turn this around.
And it's certainly now or never for this Raiders squad.
Akasawa back with Mensah. O'Neal Mitchell is going to have to run to keep that one afloat and alive. Play on, says the referee. Zachary Ambro back with the ball, looking for a long throw into the box. Carpenter was also trying to get a hold of it. Hutchinson does the same. It's going to go out and gun for Brady Hilden to keep it afloat and run down some seconds off the clock for the Irish. Long ball, looking for an attacking possession with Edwin Espinal Elvira. 2 minutes to go. Alumni Stadium, Notre Dame, a 2-minute mark away from a 4th consecutive win as they head into the most dangerous part of their season in terms of the calendar. Irish are going to get there comfortably, continuing to rise in the rankings. Wright State is going to get into also a tougher part of their schedule with the Horizon League on the horizon. And still on the hunt for that first win. KK Bafour with the long ball. Cole Green says foul call. KK Bafour wasn't pleased with that one. O'Neal Mitchell back in motion. Adav Yutkevich is gonna quickly give possession to Yunus Mensah. Ishmael Mensah with a long ball and a header that somehow hasn't gone in. Henry Hutchinson couldn't get a hold of the second shot either. And miraculously, ball that somehow didn't go in. Espinal Elvira with a goal here to make it 3-2. Goal by the Raiders. 1 minute to go. Can the Raiders get a miracle here in South Bend again?
Well, as the time rolls down, Wright State says not so fast, my friends. after the first one somehow does not end up in the goal after careening off the goalpost. Finally, Espinal Elvira able to put it in the back of the net. And with 1:13 left, Wright State says, hold on.
It's another 3-2 in South Bend. This time it favors the Irish, but Wright State wants to have something to say in the last minute of play. 1 minute to go. The Irish still hold on to that 1-goal margin on the scoreboard, trying to get a hold of the possession. This was gonna go again on the line for Wright State. Long ball looking towards Javid. Dispossessed by the Irish. KK Bafford putting some pressure. Henry Hutchinson very far away from the attacking phase. The Irish now are going to get a hold of the ball. 30 seconds to go. This could be the final one for Notre Dame. Nicole Green says throw in for the Irish. 18 seconds and the Irish are going to take their time from the throw-in. This could end up the scenes at South Bend. 6 seconds remain. And the Irish are going to get a 3-2 win against the Wright State Raiders to make it 4 consecutive games with a victory in their